cool things off.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it's supposed to drop like 15 degrees tomorrow.
That's
So
nice.
I logged in and got a request from a friend of mine who's developing a game system, and he's like, "Hey, remember that stream you did of the system? Can I get a copy of that so that I can do the so I can look at it mechanically because we need to make changes?" I'm like, "Sure, let me pull it up." And Twitch ate it. It just doesn't exist.
Oh.
There's no record of it ever existing.
That's not good.
Nobody did like a recording for a like a personal to keep it.
No.
I've not messed with Twitch much.
Twitch has a button that automatically stores the VOD of whatever you're doing, but it turns out, unless you pay the money, they only store it for 14 days.
What?
But they don't tell you that up front.
Well, shit.
So that's just gone. Fortunately, part 1 didn't really have any plot importance. It was just like, oh shit, we lost a prime example of how mechanically flawed some of the systems were.
Hey, friend, here's how your game sucks.
I mean, that's why he gave it to me, was to look at it and go, like...
Not just partially flawed, but holy shit.
No, like, we realized for... Like, if a character has a ranged build and fires at a character who was, like, a normal human or, like, a character who didn't heavily spec into dodging, they can throw more dice than an average person can ever have.
Great.
Meaning that the hit success rate is 100.
That's
where's the floor? Yeah, where's the floor?
Even at mechanically infinite distance.
It's like the opposite of there's a game called Guardians where like one of our guys threw like 16 to 18 d6 damage, and I rolled 1d6 plus 245 when I punched somebody.
Oh yeah.
So dangerous. I'm like, I can't punch anything because I'll just destroy it.
Just like hug your wife and then just fucking explode.
What'd you do? I punched the ground. How'd that go? We got a new moon. So there's that. All right, it's been a couple weeks. Does someone want to do a recap of what happened last time when you were looking into the Ordo?
I can't. Oh yeah, like we spoke to them. Well, fucking Max spoke to them, and then they were like, "Yeah, who the fuck are you? We're gonna research you." And then they came to a Roxy's thing saying, "We've researched you. We don't want to help you." And then they just like drop like a letter as they're leaving, and it said like the times and dates of someone from the Ordo going to be doing things. Can't remember where.
Yeah, itinerary. We got in 3 days, starting in 3 days, flight into San Antonio, dinner with an Ordo member with Kristen, the hotel that he's staying at, and a visit to see the musical Once.
Okay.
So yeah, you looked into trying to set up the magical meal, which, as I recall, did not work so well. I think a lot of whiffed rolls, weren't there, last time?
Yeah, I think so.
I rolled fine, but I think I only rolled once, or if at all.
I need to roll
yeah,
once.
I think our plan is to just go over to this note and try to catch them there. We're hoping that it's going to be pulling up my notes really quick. We're hoping that it's going to be Edgar Cook. That's our hope.
They're having a meeting with someone, right? Or a dinner date with someone.
Yeah, with Kristen. Kristen Bustos.
Oh, with Kristen, yeah. Yeah, who's the head of another faction.
Okay.
Does it say, like, do we have the restaurant that they're meeting at?
Oh,
I think so, right?
Like, if it's a full itinerary.
Yeah, so let us check and see where they might be at. Okay, they are in the Mokara Hotel and Spa.
On spa.
Okay.
Ready for a spa day?
It's every single day. What are we? Okay, so we know where they're gonna be, but this omnipowerful rich billionaire. What are we gonna do when we find them?
That's a great question.
We know where they are, but doesn't mean we can do shit to them.
That's a good point.
Unless, you want to just go in there with a gun or something and just wreck face.
I mean, no. We need to find a way to kidnap Henry and bring him to Helsinki, right? Like, that's the plan?
The
Something
senior
like that.
discount. The senior discount at this hotel is $302 a night.
Senior discount.
That's the cheapest one I could find, and they
Wow.
go up to $625 a night. Now, granted, I think this was
I'm
looking to
good,
see if there's
actually.
something today.
I think I'm good. That's wild.
We can afford that, right? You just have to pretend to be like 80 or something.
Look, I'm like low 40s, like upper 30s, like no.
They could
Like,
be really good nowadays.
Hey, I'd like to stay at your hotel.
can pull
I'm
that
on the-
off.
I'm on limited income though. The $300 a night hotel.
It's okay. I'll see if I can. What I can do.
I mean, do we want to try going there? Do we have any way of like? This might just be a very bad idea, but also it's our best lead.
Bad ideas are kind of what y'all do.
That
Yeah, this is our
wait.
wheelhouse.
You mean stabbing a ghost over and over again until it's like weird portal realm collapses? Was it bad?
Also running through a house firing a false gun.
Well, he couldn't stop. He had to keep going.
It's the best idea we've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, let's drive over and I guess we'll get a room. Like, we can afford to split a room.
Let's see if, like, your husband is there first, even to begin with.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
If it's just him, then what are we gonna do? I guess we could find that clothes guy again and steal some clothes.
No, I don't.
The one in Italy?
Yeah, let's go. Let's like. He has a WhatsApp, I'm sure.
No, we already involved him. We don't need to do it again. Remember, Max gave me the whole talk to about solving your own problems.
Yeah, let's talk about you. I don't solve my own problems.
Honestly, I say
other
we,
people to solve.
honestly,
them.
I say we just follow the itinerary and just spy on him and wait for the opportunities to present themselves.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Going to
Let's.
find him, say, let's go to. We could befriend them and be like, hey, let's go to Helsinki on a holiday, and it'll be good. And then they're like, sure.
Bring your
Bring your
bodyguard.
bodyguard.
Bring
that
that
one. I like him
bodyguard.
specifically. Oh yeah.
Have him
Oh
lost.
yeah. Wasn't I supposed to hit on him? Or something?
Supposed is strong. You asked if you could, and I said if that's what would get him to
I didn't ask
Helsinki.
if I could hit on him. I just says, would it be a good idea because he's like straight now or something?
What if
Oh
Roxy
my
banged your
fucking god! I don't want to have. Well.
Is he attractive?
No, so like, Art is like definitely torn between like glaring at you and also just like, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe I'm having this conversation, but well, if everything's opposite, and I mean everything, now it probably won't be a good time.
It might be.
He's finally willing.
No, it's rude.
It might be.
Extremely rude.
It might be the softest way to get him to Helsinki.
Listen, if it gets into Helsinki, do whatever the fuck you want. Besides kill him.
It's a retroactive celebrity cheat list of like the 2 people you're allowed to sleep with. Except Roxy didn't exist when the agreement was made.
It's fine. Like that man isn't my husband. He is taking his place in the universe. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Of course, you could also find the Infinity
Could
Stones.
find the Infinity Stones.
We could.
So if I just announce the sequel to my husband, then no matter what happens, it's still fine.
People who go through the room remember their old selves.
I don't know. Like, I'm literally the only person who remembers him at all.
Like, does he know he was once your husband?
Extremely doubtful.
Oh yeah, he has no idea who you are.
That'll make it easier, if anything. I don't know him either.
Okay.
Alright, are we gonna... Let's go.
Let's go to Texas, what was it?
We're still... a different city in Texas.
Yeah.
Because you're in Houston, I believe.
Yes.
Austin or Houston, and we're going to... San Antonio? We're at one of the...
Yep.
And we're going to another of one of those 3 cities.
I think you were probably in Austin. Austin is the Keep Austin Weird.
Yes, we were in Austin. I think we're going to San Antonio.
San
That sounds
Antonio.
right.
I've been in San Antonio.
I
Just about the only place in
I
Texas.
Google Maps it, so maybe it'll be in my history. Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, it was San Antonio.
So so you've got we'll say Roxy. Yeah, Roxy has a gig, which she played maybe a second night as well. But you've got a couple days. There's 3 days before they're in San Antonio, and you've got a bit of a break. So we'll say it was Friday and Saturday. You've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They'll be coming in on Wednesday morning. Make a note. Yeah, so you've got until Wednesday before they're in town. So when do you head to San Antonio? If you've got like a concert on Friday and Saturday.
I mean, maybe we scope out the places on the itineraries that...
If we go immediately, then we can just scope it out and just have a feel for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So basically, like Sunday at some point you go,
Yeah.
or Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you about I think it's about a 4-hour drive from Austin
It
to
is
San Antonio.
1 hour.
Well, how slow?
Oh, you know what? It's,
Oh.
Google Maps says 1 hour, but it's all Texas drivers, so
Oh.
it is 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just an hour drive, so not too hard to kind of pop over there. Go through and check it out. The hotel itself is opulent, kind of like a holy shit sort of hotel. Bring up Google Earth. You go through there. You also check out to see where the theater is, which is not terribly far from the hotel. Apparently, looks like he's probably flying in, staying mostly around there. You don't know if others are coming or not to see him.
All right. And then what else
It's
is
funny. Lufkin, Texas went by.
what other places are on the itinerary? Is it just the meeting at the hotel?
There's a couple different meetings that take place at the hotel. As he's getting in, there is some free time kind of built in to it, but you're not entirely sure what he's doing with all of that.
Okay.
Oh, hello, 3D buildings.
All right. So, I guess we'll just bum around here a few days. Roxy, do your shows, and we'll. Well, you already did your shows, so let's.
I mean, I could always do more shows.
Yeah. You can
If
do more
someone
shows.
says, "Can you do my son's birthday party?" I would.
Really?
I wouldn't like it, but I would.
Well.
It'd be great if it was just someone's backyard in the middle
Yeah.
of a suburb.
Oh my god. All right. Well then.
It'd be like in Ghostbusters 2.
Is there any sort of preparation we want to do at the hotel? I mean, like, we've seen that it's really opulent. Do we maybe want to, like, check in early or anything? Or are we just gonna stake it out?
Did we agree on the Max be a Blackwater person?
Now, see, that seems like a bad idea because not all of them are Blackwater.
True. But if you can just get, if like he goes to the bathroom just one time, you can go after him and be like, "Hello," and be all weird.
Max,
What?
what do you think about this?
What do I think about cornering your ex-husband in a bathroom?
Yes. Well, not ex-husband, person, whatever. Yes, Henry, whatever. Fuck yeah, whatever.
Is his name backwards as well? Eren.
His name was different, if I remember correctly.
It's like a Tomas Zaymot kind of thing. The scar is on the other side of his
I don't know.
face.
Like I say, I think we just kind of wait for opportunities to present themselves. If you can get, if you can get alone,
It's almost
then-
as if we need a GM to present us with opportunity.
Rude!
No, I'm joking.
This hotel is gigantic. It looks like. This is the thing I'm looking at.
Really open,
man.
lots of rooms.
You've also got like a big ass parking garage right across the street from. it.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can afford to be in a trailer in the parking lot, probably.
For a little bit,
A little bit.
not for long.
Yeah, I just want, like, let's just have, like, some idea of, you know, where do we, like, wait for an opportunity to present itself, so are we just going to wait in the hotel, is what I'm wondering. Like,
It was
loiter
a
in.
spa,
Like-
right?
There's a spa. Do you want to just do spa day?
Yeah, hotel and spa. It's kind of right along the Riverwalk as well.
Mm.
So a lot of little restaurants and shops and such along the Riverwalk, and the hotel itself overlooks it. And it's got like one of those big open weirdly enough, I think I might have actually walked through this place. It's got like a big open lobby that people often pass through.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess we'll just maybe one person can stake out the lobby, like when they're set to arrive. Well, I guess a few of us could be there. I don't know. It sounds like we'll have a lot of opportunity to move around without necessarily drawing attention to us. Although Max is Max, they know you, and Roxy, you're Roxy. So
Yeah,
I guess.
I can stake out and see if there's any bad guys in the massage parlor. You know, maybe the sauna. Never be too careful.
Well,
Why is Max always checking out the strip clubs? They could be here.
Roxy, you do what you want. That's fine.
What you don't know is he's dressed like a stripper.
So, that would be a good way to get your magic back. Oh my god.
Absolutely. Just be in a strip club and just
Yeah,
wait.
Just be a stripper. So yeah, why don't we like check in and we'll do our whatever spa day, and
Okay.
just sort of.
So are you staying at the Mokara Hotel and Spa?
Roxy,
I mean, we have the money,
probably-
right?
Yeah, Roxy would be upset if we didn't try.
Okay. Yeah, do you get like one room for all three of you, or do you get like two?
So
Shit ain't cheap.
one room for me and the other room for Art and Max, right? Cool.
If you're
Probably.
paying, then I'm not going to complain either way.
Cool.
Yeah, so right on the Riverwalk, lots of. I mean, you're getting down there, and it's luckily it's. I don't think we nailed down like a time of the year, but we'll say it's sort of still winter, which means it's warm but not baking. In Texas, a lot of people kind of moving in the area. You get a chance to sort of check out the general area some. Like I said, not a bad place. You find a couple places where you can pretty easily like sit, have something to drink, and then watch the lobby. But you know roughly when he is supposed to arrive. So you basically just set up and then wait for when he shows up.
Yeah. I'm like maybe fake leafing through like the leaflets or whatever in the hotel lobby.
Okay. Yeah, so you know when roughly, and then like a limo pulls up outside of the hotel. Door opens. Are you the one in the lobby, Art?
Yes.
Okay. You see your husband get out of the side of it, go and open up the door, and then you see Edgar Cook step out.
Yeah, I
Bit of a
immediately
bigger
text
guy.
like chat
Well,
Edgar and husband.
I immediately text back, Edgar's married.
Fuck off.
and there's a couple other people get out and they grab like a bunch of suitcases and such and head in. There's a point where he passes relatively close to you and like you look and he doesn't even register.
Probably for the best.
Hey, cat, what do you want? You can come up.
Hello, cat.
Hi, Bubba. What is it? You can't have any more chicken wings.
Yeah, I'm thinking it probably helplessness herself doesn't count for a thing here, but it would have been fun if you just like freaked out and
I mean,
grabbed him and
yeah,
started
I guess
running
like I
away.
had to check at the concert, and that was from very far away in the seating. So it like may be different to have him just like a few feet away, but I think that's your call.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be enough for like a self
Okay.
or helplessness check as much at this point. I mean, I think you've had to deal with the fact that he exists.
Yeah.
And that you've actually been in the same room with him at least the once from a distance, so you kind of work yourself up. So they walk by. He goes up to the counter. The guy's like, "Cook, hi, Mr. Cook. Yeah, we'll have some people take your bags and such up." He grabs the keys and they head over to the elevator
Okay.
and head up to the ninth floor. Unless you stop them.
No, like, can you hold the door, please? And I get in, I hit, like, my actual floor. Or no, I hit one above my floor.
Max is already in the elevator dressed as a Mormon. He has a Bible.
Oh yeah, we'll say shit. Yeah, we'll say yeah. You're in there, and so opens up. He kind of gives you guys a look as he comes in, and it's
Y'all have a minute to talk
It's
about
your
our
husband.
Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
you one of them Mormon boys, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Here's your problem. You got to unfuck your head with what you think about Jesus, because Jesus, one, ain't never in America. Second, he should have been, because Jesus is like what America should be. You want to know about Jesus? We'll sit down and I'll tell you some shit you should have figured out a long time ago, except you're following the wrong type.
Well, I'd love to have that conversation, sir. Max fumbles through and pulls out, like, a moderately appropriate business card.
God.
And hands it to him.
Do me a favor. I wanted you to roll to see actually how if he decides whether essentially you're worth
Oh my god.
wasting his time speaking to. He's trying to decide what that would be.
I want to argue me and this guy. Okay, if I stand, half on Mark, I can't stand directly in the center of the elevator because he'd notice me, but if I'm off to the side, then I can trap him into this and we can start setting this.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite filmmaker because this is like.
Yeah.
I think Connect.
Man, what is my Connect? My Connect is. I think my Connect
Or
is.
lie, maybe?
Is my Connect 50?
Yeah, it looks like.
My college student is 44 and subs for Connect, but we're not rolling that.
You could roll college student because it's also
Yeah.
like one of them college. Like if you were like me in college, you used to argue with those preachers. a lot.
I just let him be.
I used to have fun.
I went to religious school, so
Anyway,
literally everybody was that
let's
person.
Yeah, let's have a connection.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're fucking.
Oh god.
I love it, to be clear.
So he goes. So tell me what the tenets of Mormonism. Let me tell you where they're fucked. Joseph Smith was a con man, didn't know shit. Came over and got a whole bunch of people who mean well. I mean, your people are nice people. You're not awful human beings, but you got it wrong.
To be honest, sir, you're more than likely right. The deeper I read in the tenets, the more odd things I keep finding. But there has to be some kind of divine plan worth following.
He puts a big old meaty hand on your shoulder. It's like, what do you find that's pardon my French, but fucked in Book of Mormon?
Well, for instance, the fact that we don't have the plates, but that Joseph Smith managed to read them out of a magic hat. And...
Right? First of all, you ain't a Texan. You can't fit fucking plates in your hat. Second of all, what kind of a moron believes that shit? He lost them and had to rewrite them and no one could look at him while he did it? No. And he reaches into his, jacket pocket and pulls out a Bible. And that Bible has been well read. He starts kind of flipping through because here's what most people don't realize: the end times are coming.
Really, sir?
Listen, you ain't heard this from me, but I got it on pretty good authority. President Trump gonna help make Israel the actual, put him in charge of that area. Help bring along the end of the world.
That'd be incredibly interesting, sir. The resurrection of the Holy Land.
It's my
right.
floor, excuse me.
No one has noticed that Max never pressed an elevator button.
You also were on it when it came
Exactly.
to the first floor. Just a moment, riding the elevator, trying at a $300 a night hotel or $400, $600 a night
Look,
hotel.
people don't really like it when I go to their houses, so if I stay in the elevator, I get to talk to all sorts of people.
He just goes, listen, son, end of the world's coming up, and it's coming up faster than you can imagine. You got to get your shit right with Jesus.
And how do I do that, sir?
Well, and he starts talking about look for I don't know what kind of church these guys would actually be a part of. I don't know if it's like a Baptist.
Probably not
or-
Baptist. Anyway.
I know a lot of specific Christian stuff, the sect stuff. Most of it I don't know as much
I
about.
get that. There aren't Baptists in Texas.
Would he be Catholic?
There are Catholic Texans.
They are definitely, because one of the things that Ordo is definitely into relics and such, and that's a very Catholic
that's
thing.
Catholicism. There are a couple
we'll
of
say it's-
Texas is kind of split between Catholics and non-denominational prophets or non-denominational Protestant sects, but mostly those are the megachurch branches.
Well, we'll go with Catholic simply because you when the guy that the woman that you met there was actually trying to get some stuff out of the Vatican.
Because nobody else cares about the Vatican
So-
except for the Catholics.
But I think that they actually believe in that shit. There's like, listen, you live here in San Antonio?
I travel around, sir. My local church decided that we needed to spread the faith a bit farther.
They sent you to San Antonio?
Yes, sir. It was the closest I could get on the bike.
Okay. Jesus. Oh, by the way, so my parents live in San Antonio. They're telling me that traffic cops, because they've got like a mega church not far from where they live. On Sundays, traffic cops show up to take care of the traffic in that area because of the how many people come through there.
So,
The place they had 3 basketball courts in
Oh
it.
my god.
Fucking
Yep.
huge. He goes, you go wrong in a lot of places here in San Antonio. This is a religious town. You got a lot of good religious people who mean well, but they a bit fucked. What you need to do, he goes, you want to stop by, and he names it, he goes, when I'm here in town, I like to go to, and he names off one of the San Antonio's Catholic churches. He goes, you go there, and I will look up Roman Catholic Church Diocese of Orange. Let's use an actual name of a real person. So he goes, yeah. I got business in a bunch of places. I go to different places as I can, but here in San Antonio, the diocese, not too far from here, loading a little slow on my pooter. But you go there, and you listen to Reverend John Neiman.
Mm-hmm.
He's young, but he knows his shit. Like a lot of times, you get some of these young ones are practically hippies, even in the Catholic Church. But Reverend John Neiman, he sets you straight.
I think Max kind of nods and agrees with the man. Yes.
Questioning's a good thing, especially if it leads you to the truth.
Yes, sir.
This is our floor. Sort of steps off, and Henry also steps off, and he's like, "Remember, Neiman, go to him. Like, listen to his sermons. That man knows the truth."
All right, sir. Thank you for your help. God bless.
Bing. And you're alone on the elevator.
And Max smiles widely and slips the Bible back into his pocket.
Do spinning gun flourishes that cowboys do, but with the Bible.
With the entire Bible.
Yes.
It's hard to do the Bible.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, I think maybe waits 10 minutes, then texts in the group chat what floor are they staying on?
Yeah, Max doesn't know where we are.
Floor. They were on floor 9.
Okay. All right. So the next thing on the itinerary is them meeting up with their contact here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Where do we think they're going to meet in this hotel?
There is a fairly large restaurant on the bottom floor. That's one of those very nice restaurants.
Yeah, Max is going to keep up his Mormon disguise for as long as possible.
Oh my god.
Also, do I get any minor charges for trapping a bunch of people in an elevator and then asking them if they want to hear the word of the Lord?
Yeah, that's... Yep.
I'm sure some phrases like "you'll need Jesus" and stuff like that were said.
I think I literally said this.
Yeah.
You got to get your fucking head right with Jesus. One of my favorites is just the people who just drop cusses a lot while talking about Jesus.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
You got to unfuck your head when it comes to your religious beliefs, bro.
So that was that worth a charge out of him? Yeah, just
Yeah.
I'll grab a minor off of that. Getting stronger every day.
Alright, so we'll probably be eating at the restaurant downstairs. We should maybe eat dinner there. Max, I mean, I guess you're in church clothes, so I guess you're dressed nice enough.
Yeah.
Oh God! But what?
Did all three of you?
What
have
excuse?
dinner there?
What excuse do I have to eat dinner with the Mormon boy?
I'll just constantly proselytize to you. That's how it works.
Roxy's gonna sit on another table.
Oh yeah, Roxy has to sit at another table.
At a table, or are you? If you're by yourself, are you at the bar?
No, she's flashy. She's got like a big like summer hat on, even though it's winter, with like sunglasses, and she's just like, no, I'm having a full table for myself.
Yeah, winter in Texas is like early summer in a
Yeah.
lot of other places. Like, my parents complained about it being cold, and I stepped outside. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? This is... Like, you are Midwesterners. I am ashamed of you.
Oh man.
Like, you were born and raised in Michigan, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. All right. So I guess.
So Roxy's at one table. You two are... You're being proselytized too. Because Max doesn't go
Anybody
half-ass.
who's listening, it's like 70% of the time he's on point, but then like there are just these weird little interjections where anything he says is completely wrong or has nothing to do with anything that's going on.
Sounds about right.
Jesus did prefer the original Clash of the Titans.
That's how they.
He's a big
And then in
Harryhausen
Terminator
fan.
2, Jesus.
Well, no, Terminator 2 is an
Have you-
allegory for the second coming of Christ.
Exactly.
Because Jesus came to save us.
Jesus comes
and
back
then-
again, but this time he's made out of liquid metal. Anyway,
Have you seen
No.
Book of Mormon?
It's so
yeah,
Or
so
heard
good.
it?
I've heard bits and pieces. Like,
He starts this like, and then Boba Fett shows up. He just starts bullshitting Bible stories.
like Max's knowledge of religion is approximately made out of all movies that happen to have religious sub-themes. So,
Which sucks because most of them are Catholic. Like, if you had an exorcism thing, you'd be awesome. But not a lot of
If
Mormons.
Max pretended to be like a Catholic priest, could he actually exorcise ghosts?
he doesn't gain any of the powers of the thing.
Damn
But,
it!
like, Max has been able to summon ghosts by doing bullshit before, so
Oh, God.
exorcising them is probably within his...
I mean, you put a charge in there. That sounds like, especially if you basically follow what
Oh
happened
yeah,
in
like,
The
I'd
Exorcist,
have to be a young priest and an old priest simultaneously.
which is hard to do. All right. So yeah, you're sitting after like you're sitting down there eating. Roxy's kind of by herself, having a drink and eating, and Edgar Cook comes down by himself. And he's in there, and then after a little bit, Kristen comes in. Heads in, sits down, kind of across from him. They give each other like a kind of a bit of a terse greeting, and then they kind of like leaning, like they order some food, and they're like kind of like leaning in a little bit and talking relatively quietly. And they're off a little bit from the other ones, but they're still talking about stuff.
And
Down low.
Max interrupts his proselytizing for a second. And then the Lord pulled out his holy EKG meter. And he attempts
Verily, I
to
have
discreetly activate the EKG meter underneath the table.
That's gonna make a lot of.
Verily, I have been slimed.
It's just gonna be like, where's that beeping coming from? Just look at the Mormon.
Do you make a roll for
You'll have to
that?
make a roll for that, because Max wants to know if there are any ghosts. What should I roll?
Or do you just spend a charge?
Let's
for
spend the
that?
charge, because I just got a charge.
Okay. like, and you like I'm sure there's like a silent thing for it, but you see the little arms go up, like boop.
My brain.
It seems
You're
the
like-
Holy Ghost is with us tonight.
Is that so? Does the Holy Ghost have any advice?
Max just kind of launches back into proletizing.
Like texting Roxy, like, do you have eyes on Henry?
Can I roll to see if they recognize me and then fucking love my shit?
Yeah, are you trying to make sure that you're
Yeah,
seen?
absolutely.
Make it the star roll. Maybe you kind of go by to the bathroom at just the
Yeah.
right time, or you sort of know how to move yourself to just get someone's attention. And you of course you can always tell when
Yeah.
you're being watched.
Plus,
So-
I'm like in like a very, very like inappropriately sparkly jet. Like she's just trying to stand out all the fucking time anyway. Damn.
Yep. And you're sort of sitting there, and when you notice their eyes on you, you can kind of feel it. You're able to sort of look over, and then you see Kristen actually like hits him on the thing and nods his head. Looks over and is like, huh. Yeah. And there's a part of you that can almost feel the fact they're talking about you.
So like catch their gazes walking and just smile at them, and then
Sure.
just head back.
Okay. Smile and sort of head back.
Sit down all by my lonesome. Planting seeds there right now. Planting seeds.
Uh-huh. Are you texting that?
Yeah, I just pull out my phone and just saying, planting the seeds.
Roxy, did they say anything? Do you have anything that we can use?
Their eyes were all over me. They couldn't stop talking about me. Damn.
Have you seen Henry?
About that time, you see Henry walks in, goes over to the table, sort of leans down and whispers in his ear for a moment, and he kind of looks back and asks a question. Henry nods, and Edgar takes out his phone and you kind of hear, all right, tell him, blah, blah, blah. He starts talking some business,
Yeah.
something or other. You tell him, Max, I think tomorrow around 3 o'clock.
Max, can you get in his phone or something? Like in Italy? Like in Italy?
No, that requires a shit ton of work.
Okay. I just thought it was worth asking.
I mean,
Fuck.
wait, we just need his phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at which point, then, if you wait a little, like not too long, Henry starts walking back out towards the elevator.
Should one of them go after him?
If you want to go after him, go after him.
You're not gonna like chloroform him or something?
Why would I chlorify? A, I don't have the ability to do that right now, and B, that doesn't help. If the man recognized as his bodyguard just goes missing in the middle of dinner service.
Damn it.
Well, the bodyguard's headed back
Yeah.
up to the
So
room.
if you want to go catch and have a conversation with him, that'd be nice and innocent.
Have a conversation with them. What would I say?
Just skip the part where you're his husband and like learn general shit about him.
I think Roxy's walking without warning to the elevator.
He just gets
Or
out.
Roxy can just do him, and that'll be it. Like,
Yeah, I text Roxy and say, I don't want to hear about. All I want to hear is how it goes, not any of the details.
Cool.
Oh, you'll hear the sound.
No, illegal, banned.
I'm gonna put this on
Just like-
speakerphone.
It's just the fucking elevator breaks down. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, so you head up to the elevator as
Yeah,
he's
sure.
getting on. Okay. He kind of stops and holds the door for you. And you feel his eyes travel over you as you go in.
Yep. She smiles and just says thank you.
No problem. He kind of stands there trying not to look at you, but he is.
Yeah, she just like is a bit coy and just says, so you down here for long?
Couple days. I saw you at the Coliseum, or I saw you at the Coliseum. You are
Thank
amazing.
you. Always happy to please a fan. Pause. Wink.
You got a show in San Antonio?
I do, as a matter of fact. Do you want to come down? I can score you some free tickets if you like.
Where is it?
Insert name here.
Or when?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Fuckers.
Well, it's on for 2 days.
You can't
What
go
day is it?
live with this now.
What day is it?
it's Thursday.
And so I have shows Friday, Saturday, right? Or is it Saturday, Sunday? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next 2 days.
We'll see. Where at?
Insert name of place here.
Yep. He goes, yeah, let me see. I might be able to either head out or talk to my boss. And actually, make a, before I have him do that, probably a connect roll, unless you've got something else that you want to use on that.
I have 60 connect, so I'm good.
Damn.
So, okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Why would you do this to me?
head out?
Fuck me.
No, I've been listening, but it's hard to explain. There's this really fucking dumb module from Halloween called the Tomb of Horses, which is essentially the Tomb of Horrors, but it was horse themed, and it was horrible. But they ran it as a tournament over 3 days, and with no explanation or anything else, a live stream of it just started.
Well, that'll be a fun VOD. Oh
No one
man.
knows anything about it.
House of
So
Horses.
who's doing this?
It's the group's called the Third Wheel, but they roped in a whole bunch of other groups, including Warplamp, Surprise Round. Jello Apocalypse was the guy who ran the damn thing.
Readers
But-
beware, you're in for a mare. This kill me.
It feels like a very back.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of any of those.
It looks like it's a mistake. Because
Aren't we all?
Are we sure this is what we want to do?
Oh man.
yeah, no, it appears to be a mistake because the new live stream is 7 seconds long and contains only old footage from an old TI video clipped at random.
Ah. Great.
It's odd.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of looks over. Yeah, Roxy sort of looks over at you. He's like, we're pretty busy. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it, but let's see what I can do. You can kind of tell he's not going to be able to go.
Fuck. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Oh, are you here with for work?
Yeah, I'm a body man for a businessman.
Oh, well, what if I could score tickets for your boss as well? Maybe VIP tickets.
There's a lot going on. I don't know if it'll fit into the schedule, but I mean, yeah. I mean, you want to put our name down? We'll see if we can get there.
Okay. God damn it. I failed the roll, so what else can I do right now? I was gonna say... Oh well, I can try again tomorrow. Fuck it.
Look over there.
I mean, you can still bang, like.
Yeah,
You're talking about your husband.
No, this is Colton, the player speaking.
yeah. Right, she totally says, all right. If not, I'm sure we can talk while you're still in the hotel. Smiles.
Maybe.
Uh,
Fortunately, I gotta talk to some folks. So that it hits floor 9. Because Fortunately, I got to help do some business. Not what I signed up for, but it comes with it.
Let's hope you can fit in some extra business.
Kind of looks you over and is like, maybe. And then he heads out and towards his room.
Like, she's still smiling until, like, the doors close, and then she's like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay. And it's
Meanwhile,
just like,
oh, God.
yeah, she's in her room, and she texts, like, it would be weird for me to come back down, but I didn't finish all my food. Could you bring me it up, please?
I can ask, like...
Can I have that woman's
That's
food,
not really how
please?
it works.
The woman
like
weren't
the
sitting.
Call
Call the restaurant. Ask them to wrap it up. Say you had to go and it was an emergency. Ask them to wrap up your food, and that your friend Art will pick it up for you.
Okay.
And I do that. Also, like, as soon as Roxy left, ordered like some just like a shot or something, like,
yeah, just like,
and then another shot, like, oh God, I do not want to be sober thinking about Roxy having sex with my kind of husband person.
So, have you seen High Fidelity? No one has ever had better sex than my ex-girlfriend and her douchey guy are in my
God. God. All right.
like 5 minutes later, another text. Oh yeah, we didn't do it.
Third text yet.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So yeah, bring up the food. Oh well, no. We need to wait. We need to stay. Like Max, you stay here and keep an eye.
Yeah, just act like you're super fed up and leave. That's how Mormon conversations work.
I'm so fed up with you. And I leave.
Lord be with you. And just like kind of wait for him to walk off.
Oh,
And also with your fuck you. All right. So.
What was that one regarding?
Excuse me. Ones are always good for players, right? Right? Actually, do I have to run to the bathroom real quick?
Okay.
I'm gonna get some more water if that's the case.
What that was? Go!
All right, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
Has anyone seen Lucifer? Like, the comic is great. The commercials I saw for the TV show did not make me
that's the TV show.
think it would be good. However, I've heard good things.
It's okay. It's a bit like. It's like a bit old in the like it's got the cliches of like early 2000s and like not. It's not like advanced in its time, but it's pretty good.
Because it looked a little goofy, but the actual like the comic is pretty
Yeah,
intense.
it's a mix. Like the person who plays Lucifer goes from like David Tennant Doctor Who silly to like super serious. Yeah.
Did I tell you that the Doctor Who campaign that I talked about with my
I know.
players here? Like, I like the idea of Doctor Who. It's just the goofiness of it makes it hard for me to get
You
into.
just gotta just change the time period.
Well, there's a I mean, even the stuff now, but there's someone who makes these amazing Doctor Who videos to music that kind of captures this kind of wonderful tragedy and other stuff that's a part of it. And so it actually talked as a possibility with my group here, which they didn't end up choosing. But like, I thought a campaign would be cool where each player is playing, like, we basically wipe out the whole idea, like all of the canon Doctor Who, just wipe it out, ignore it.
Okay.
It doesn't exist. And the characters are playing different Doctors.
Well, are they
and
playing different Time
with
Lords,
one
or are they
per-
playing different Doctors?
No, the Doctor is
Points
different.
in the timeline?
So like one person might be, say, the third Doctor, someone else, oh, I'll be the fifth, and they're not the TV Doctors. They are totally new. Like, we are creating our
Well,
own
then they're
Doctors.
just different Time Lords.
But you're also, yeah, you will. No, you're all the Doctor. But you're also playing when like it uses an Ars Magica troop style system, where like, so today might be one person's Doctor, two other people are playing companions for that Doctor, and then maybe some other people are the characters that are important for that session, like the people they run into back there, and then the next session would be like someone else's Doctor, and their companions, and then the people that are important for that session.
Huh.
And one of the things you'd be able to do is like spend like a plot point to essentially put something into a previous Doctor's timeline. Like, you'd be able to talk about, it's like, well, it wasn't as bad as blah blah blah. And then like when it comes back to that Doctor, you spend a plot point, something will happen there, but they get like a bonus with it. So essentially, like creating a like by jumping back and forth in time, and occasionally bringing them all together for something, but doing like a campaign like that where you essentially, you could end a campaign like that with like, say there's 4 players, 4 sessions in a row that each are like the last adventure of one of the different Doctors.
That's interesting.
I think that would be fucking cool. Plus, most of the actual villains on Doctor Who just feel like you could just lightly push them, and you've succeeded. We're the Cybermen. Oh,
Well, if you want to
fix
fix
that.
that, then just go back to the Time War. Back when everybody was still threatening.
well, the thing is, I mean, I think one of the problems is just they're sort of stuck with these older 1950s designs, like 1950s and 60s designs that they're trying to keep somewhat close to, but they end up looking kind of ridiculous. So like, I've watched all of Eccleston's. I've watched a chunk of Tennant's.
Because, like, the further back you go, there's a lot of weird things that are buried that the new ones just stop bothering to dig up. Like the fact that the Doctor technically isn't the last Time Lord. There are at least 2 others, and depending on whether or not you count the Cruise of Final Death, they're up to 11.
Well, that's with isn't that with
No.
the modern Doctors? Because there's
The
the
Master isn't modern. Master is really old.
No, but the Master is still, because I thought he wasn't the last Time Lord until Eccleston.
No. Even then, there is another Time Lord that basically they used in the old series but never finished. She's still just running around.
Oh yeah.
There is a Time Lord dedicated to
Well, I mean,
temporal thievery called the Ronin, who's just around. And even then, the current Doctor Who run suggests that Gallifrey, the planet, is just now somewhere in the known universe, like, active. They just haven't bothered to go get it yet.
well, I know from the and again, this is probably there's the videos the person creates are amazing. Like, it really tells the difference between people who shittily put together videos with clips of a show and music, and someone who's really good at it. But there's one I've watched a bunch of their stuff. I know at one point that the most recent Doctor,
That would be
Peter
Capaldi.
Capaldi, who I know people have complained about the Clara Oswalt, but at least through that thing, the Capaldi Clara Oswalt storyline seems amazing.
It's because they did it wrong.
I've just seen mostly the chunks in those videos put together, but at one point he tells this half Dalek thing. I think maybe the person who started the Daleks. Yeah, that he Gallifrey is back in the sky. Like, he found a way to bring it back. Like I said, the idea of Doctor Who I think is amazing. I think the reality of it, I have like Girl in the Fireplace. I thought was great. There's other ideas I've liked, but the execution always kind of leaves me a little cold.
Clara had the possibility to be the best done Doctor Who companion, because her introduction episode is the end of her story. And then they fucked it up.
Yeah, all I pretty much know is the idea of the companion that the Doctor loved like a daughter who died, and he went so dark against all of his everything he sort of felt he should be to try to bring her back, and ends with him having to forgive her. Like, that idea is
honestly, if you want something like that, go watch the 50th anniversary special with the War Doctor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Watch the whole thing. Basically, because that episode portrays a period that is purposefully left out. That is the decision that led to the regeneration between the 8th and the 9th Doctors. The one that they don't count. 8 went out of his way to discover a process that would forcibly regenerate him into someone who would do what was needed. And 9's purpose was to regenerate into someone who would forget what was done. Between them, you get an amazing performance by Jonathan. You get an amazing performance by Jonathan Hurt.
Oh, he's amazing. And also, I gotta say, just the dialogue I've heard from him is fucking cool as shit. Like, the Garrow Studios. Here, let me just copy.
Anyway, we've got, is it Johanan
Johanan
in California. How you doing?
Like,
Hi.
Doctor Who is one of those things that gets better the further back in time you go.
Well, he's not going to the academy.
Like most people start at 9 and they go on, and that's modern era, and that's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot of little things from 8 backwards. A lot of little nuances, a lot of little ideas, and a few of them. It's a shame because you can't watch those anymore. They physically don't exist.
That's rude.
Well, how
a lot of.
Well, they erased a shit ton of them.
Well, they find things here and there, and it wasn't the fact that they were erased. A lot of 1 through 4 was committed to electric tape, which then burned up in a fire.
Ugh.
And because it was electric tape, it never got transferred. So they find bits and pieces here and there, mostly through either through older archives or like sister stations in other countries who kept like the Spanish equivalent of that episode. Yeah, there was a I forget which it was Gen Con one year. There was an episode that they had found within like 4 weeks. It was a Spanish dub of one of the 4th episodes making the rounds. But there's a lot of little nuances. Like, there's no, like, if you don't like the way the Doctor operates, then there's no reason to make them all the Doctor. Time Lords in general have all those abilities. I
think something about the idea of this person who's sort of on the run, who's separated themselves, who has this pacifistic code.
Then
I find that idea really cool, and plus, people coming into it, there is a thing of like, the idea of the Doctor is different than the other.
Well,
Time
no,
Lords.
it suggested that the 50th anniversary special suggests that most Time Lords were like the Doctor. In the fact that they didn't want to fight, they didn't want to end the war the way they had to. That's why the Doctor had to become the outlier. The reason he's different is because he chose a genocide. And that's kind of the bit that kills me, is, like, the further you watch, like, you realize, oh no, you know, the Doctor's no happy-go-lucky, it's a nice pacifist, and he runs around having nice adventures. But then you skip, like, the War Doctor. The 9th is running away, the 10th is referred to as the victor. The Doctor who won. And it tears him apart. 11 is just a kid trying to forget 10 and 9's actions, while 12 had to pick up the slack on it. Hell, 9 forcibly resurrected his greatest enemy.
Yeah, and I said, those ideas I love. Which if I was doing it as a campaign, it would we just essentially take over the idea of the Doctor and go from there.
Meanwhile, I just want to do like a PTA one shot of Follow.
Okay, need my charger.
But Follow is...
It's if you listen to Friends at the Table at all, they've used it twice. It's a mechanic light system by the same person who did Kingdom and Microscope. Yeah, it's really good. It's very good if you have like, it's focused on like a quest and like that designer, very broad sense. But it's very good if you want to explore a group of people trying to accomplish a specific task, the subtasks that go into it, and how like the relationships between people trying to work together are complicated and make everything worse.
My friends and I play it quite a lot.
I got it for my birthday. I really want to play it sometime, but I want to do a parent teacher association.
Oh, you said PTA. I was thinking Primetime Adventures.
Oh, I'm not super into wrestling, but I've heard good things about Primetime Adventures.
No, Primetime Adventures is not a wrestling thing. You're thinking.
I think we're wrestling. No, I'm super into Primetime Adventure. Yes, I'm not super into it. I am intrigued by it, and I don't really know it well, but I'm intrigued by it. But no, Parent Teacher Association Follow game.
How can we teach these kids?
No, I have to say that like.
Go ahead.
Instead of Primetime Adventure, which I've gotten, I've read through. I haven't run it, but it would be very difficult to choose Primetime Adventures over Smallville. For that basically hour-long TV drama, the role-playing game. Mm-hmm. Just because I like what Smallville does quite a bit.
Yeah, Follow's neat.
Oh, by the way, it looks like I am the only person running Unknown Armies at Gen Con.
Huh? I'm a little bit surprised because the new edition release wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, I would almost. There might be something going on with. With the actual thing, there's now another Dogs in the Vineyard. I was the only one doing Dogs in the Vineyard for a bit. What the hell else was I doing?
I still need to figure out if I'm going to Gen Con. Whoops. God.
A friend of mine. Leverage is the other one I'm doing. A friend of mine got me the stuff for it if I would go through his group and or a group that he's been doing stuff with. I'm also the only person running Leverage.
Haven't heard of Leverage.
Yeah, the Unknown Armies. Oh, Leverage is the best heist game I've ever seen.
Ooh.
Like, and I've run a bunch of the heist games. Like, Dust City Outlaws is pretty cool. Blades in the Dark is good. Wilderness of Mirrors, but Leverage to me hits the heist genre.
Oh, you've talked about this before. Now it's ringing a bell. Because I was talking about Blades in the Dark once, and you said if you like that, you want to check out Leverage.
Yeah, Blades is great. Like Blades does what Blades does, it
Yeah.
does very well. And Dusk City is pretty cool too. They all do some different. They all do some different things. Blades directly sort of takes ideas from Leverage. Dusk City takes ideas from Blades,
Mm.
but all create their own thing.
Neat. All right, are we all back?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Figured. Yeah, okay, so what do you do?
So I guess I'm up in the room with Roxy at this point. I'm like, all right, Roxy, like, I know nothing happened, but like, did you make any bylines? You know, anything we can follow up on?
He said we'll see what we can do answer, which totally is not the proper answer.
Okay.
But
Do
then
you
so
know?
that means I had to hit on him a little bit, and then he was like, "Oh," and so maybe there is a bit more to that there, but I don't know.
Do you know when he's busy tomorrow?
He just says that he's in town for the next couple of days, and he's just work probably is going to take up most of his time, and he's work is totally less important than me. This is bullshit.
That's. Okay, whatever. We found out that Edgar's got a thing tomorrow at 3. When's your show tomorrow? Because maybe that's what's overlapping. So.
My show will be on at like 7 and end at like 11 or something.
Wait, 4 hours? Your shows are 4 hours long? I've been to them, but like you're doing
sorry.
a 4-hour show.
That's me because I'm. Yeah.
That's
Because
a little long.
whenever they do shows like that, they always have someone opening. No, sorry, this is like from 8:30 till 11.
Okay. All right. But he says he's gonna be busy at night. That means that they have stuff going on that night too.
No,
Man, it sounds. Listen, like it seems like they were making a deal, right? Like Edgar and Kristen, like we might have to do something stupid soon, you know? Or more stupid.
Am I gonna have to hit on Cook to make them come to this fucking show? I don't want to do that.
No, I get the sense that he's very like businessman, must do my business to destroy people I don't like sort of person.
He
Like,
had a conversation with Mormon fucking Max. That's not very businessy.
that's okay. Business and religion, business religion. It's all tied together, you know. Like, listen, at this point, like, we're getting close to the we kidnap Henry and run part of our backup strategies here, you know?
What are you talking about? We have a perfect in.
Oh, a perfect inn?
Well, yeah.
Explain.
Well, now we know where they are. Well, they will be. We've met the one man that this man trusts above everyone else. Or I have.
Jesus? Oh no, the pastor.
Exactly.
I am not.
Okay.
Going to church. I'm not going to the church.
What do you suggest we do with this pastor?
If we've got time, we might as well listen to him. Or might as well listen to him, figure out where he's going, what we're doing, what exactly this prophecy is. All information is useful information, and it's not like we have an extreme time limit. We already know what one of the trigger conditions is supposed to be.
I mean, my concern is just we got them here in this hotel, and I don't want them to check out of this hotel because then we don't know where they are anymore. You know, like how far out does the itinerary go? Like how many days past today?
It's 3 days total,
Okay, so we're on day 1 of 3.
and then
And what?
then he takes
Okay.
off.
And it's Wednesday, I think you said?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's Wednesday. They're leaving Friday, like, once they're done. I mean, I guess we look, it's a mega church, so maybe, like, fuck it. I guess we, like, look up the church and, like, do they have any, like, weird, like, weekday services? Or no, it's Catholic. So they have, when's Mass?
Wednesdays. There's Sunday, but I think they also have Wednesdays.
So to now.
So we could go to Mass. Well, we probably missed Mass, unless they do an evening Mass. A late evening Mass.
Do you say that, like, the guy who came over and said something about, oh wait, no, because I was also, yeah, like, what was this thing about him meeting someone tomorrow?
He just said they're meeting. He just said, yeah, tomorrow at 3. I wasn't able to hear anything more. That was just what he said on his end of the phone. It seemed businessy. Now the question is it so private that Henry will have to go? Or won't have to go, you know? Or does he trust Henry enough to have him there? My guess is he'll probably want him there. Like, he's a bodyguard, I guess.
Can we, like,
So,
break into his room or something?
that's a really good idea, actually. Do we have a way to break into the room? Anyone?
Max?
Roxy, you've like broken into cars and stuff before, but this is a nice hotel. Like,
The last
do you
time
know how
we
to-
the last time we were in a nice hotel, the police came and said we murdered someone.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I would rather not bet my
I-
talents.
I
on
think
it.
you're putting too much weight on having to kidnap him right now. If we can get in good with this pastor and get in good on the whole doomsday plan thing, start moving.
You think the pastor is like part of the Ordo then?
I'm not sure if he's Ordo, but he's definitely the faith and vigor of whatever doomsday plan old Cook has planned out. Therefore, he's got to be part of it somehow, or at least something in his words has informed Cook on how he operates.
It's not the worst idea. Do we want to, one or two of us go up tomorrow?
Yeah, like Max is up for Catholic Mass on a Thursday. If or what is on the itinerary for tomorrow? What are they doing? Is it a show? Dinner?
Yeah, they're seeing a once.
We should probably get tickets for that show.
Yep, we'll just flex Roxy's name and get some tickets in.
For the mass?
No, for the musical.
Oh, right.
Musical they're going to. We want to go there too.
Sure.
We should. Something we might create. Remember, we're all about creating opportunities here. So
What
let's
was
do our.
the musical again?
Once. I haven't heard of it. I don't know.
Okay, first of all, you should see the movie once.
I do not know what once
The
is
musical is
either.
based. Okay, well, there's an actual band created a movie that's super good, and they've turned it into a Broadway musical that's also very good.
Once movie film.
So, do you guys like head back up to your room to plan stuff?
Yeah, I think that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, we're just in the room.
Okay. I would say, yeah, as you're sort of talking through stuff, as you get into the elevator, you've got the mirrors on the elevator, and you see Jacqueline step into sight from the mirror, just smiling at you.
Hey, fuck you.
Immediately pushes the keep the doors open. I want to leave.
Wait, like, is she back in the mirrors in
you're-
one piece? Damn it!
Yes. And she kind of looks and smiles and just goes,
Why?
thought you could run away?
Honestly, yeah, or else I wouldn't have attempted it.
have talked to the person that you're searching
Fun.
for there. You're about to have a worse time than you thought you were going
spoke to the guy?
Give me the key.
I'm still going with no.
Wait, what did you do?
What?
Bing! Door opens onto your
He's
floor.
out. Rox just leaves.
Yep. Max just kind of waves and walks out.
Yeah, just like speed walk
You
out.
sort of, as you head out, she's walked through the mirror to the point, around the mirror, to the point where she's looking straight at you and kind of gives you a little bit of a wave as the door shuts.
Did she just say she spoke to the guy I was hitting, your husband?
That seemed to be the implication. Yes.
That's not good. I mean,
I'm checking out tonight.
Or we could swing it to our advantage.
Max.
Yes.
Wow.
He's being haunted by a ghost. We offered to exorcise it.
Oh my fucking god.
you. If she spoke to him, it. Okay, barring the fact that they're a group that work with ghosts. Second, like, if she said that we're directly here to push him through a room that will make him gay, I don't think he's gonna be happy with
That.
Once again, you gotta
While you talk, I'm gonna use the bathroom before I drink real
like
quick.
you gotta understand is how much could she tell him? He's a Mundy. It's not like he knows what's going on.
He works for the ghost man.
Yeah, and all of your prop design, all of your set workers work for you. Do they know that you're channeling magic every time you sing?
That's true. But at the same time, I don't know. I think he's the type that will be like, "Oh, they're trying to fuck with me."
He's Ordo. Like, he's Ordo.
Well, we don't know if your husband is Ordo. We know he's hired by them.
I mean, I figure if he's this close to, like, the leader of one of the factions, like, he's not entirely outside of it, you know? Like, he's got to know at least the basics, right? Like...
You'd be surprised what the Secret Service does and doesn't know.
Wait, the Secret Service? Like, the president?
Well, I want to say it's similar, I would suppose. High-level bodyguards.
Oh,
guardians.
I thought you meant the Secret Service was, like, supernatural or some shit.
No, so far as I know.
I was going to say, I don't know how you would know that either. Okay.
They probably have like a section for supernatural stuff.
Sure. Like in, like in X-Files.
Yeah, but like, okay, even if we sign out of the hotel, I still need to be here for the next couple days. So we'll still be in town.
We need to cover all the mirrors in our room.
And they know that I'm doing a show.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I forgot I've got to go grab laundry
Alright.
real quick. Give me just a minute.
And if they know that I'm involved with this stuff, then they're gonna fuck with me. They might put me through the room. I don't want to do that.
Okay, yeah, that's bad. You're right.
Like, eat me.
They might eat you. Yes, that is a real concern I have for you. Like, I'm not fucking around. They might eat you. Now, the question is, what's the best way to deal with this situation?
Blame it all on Max.
That's not the best way to do this.
Max, you can do something, right?
He used up all his juice. He's been over this like 5 times. We can pull our own weight sometimes
How do you
too.
get juice? Get more juice, Max.
Sure,
Do you have juice?
Just let me run down to the juice store.
Roxy, like, you can do shit too. Like,
Sure, I can sing them to them for approximately 3 hours maximum. Then my voice goes out, and then they'll kill me.
next time she's in the mirror,
Do you want me to
No.
serenade a ghost?
no, it just transfixes her, right? Like, it just makes it so she can't look away.
Yeah, I'm too fabulous to look away from. She might be like so touched that she were like, I can't kill you because that was amazing.
That's great for you. I mean, she mostly has it out for Max, I think. I mean, she doesn't like me either. I'm not.
We were like, no, we're not gonna agree to help you. And that
Well,
was,
it's more that no, we took the key. We took the key. And by we, I mean Max. Max took the key. Okay. I guess like we like ask for more like sheets or something to cover the mirrors in our room.
Yep.
and also only take the stairs from now on.
Yeah, fuck.
And I'm back.
Yes.
How many stairs are there to our room?
Yep. What floor are we on? Okay.
Say 7.
Not too bad.
That's not too bad.
7 flights of stairs.
7 flights of stairs.
7 flights of level.
Can we like
Well-
break?
There's a better answer. You do?
I'm all
Yeah.
ears.
Just sit around with Mondays. There's at least one person who isn't us between them and her at all possible times. She's probably not going to appear as often.
True.
That's not a bad plan either. But also, I want to be able to sleep. So
And
we need to.
also,
Yeah, like wait, we can't sleep here anymore.
Sure
Like
we can.
she can come out of the mirror and kill us in our sleep, Max.
I mean,
and
you
he
guys can
knows
sleep.
about us.
Max, you need to sleep too.
Lies.
Max,
Double lies.
I know college kids, they think they don't need to sleep. They think, I read online that if you 30-minute power nap, then your serotonin gets refreshed or whatever. But Max, you need sleep.
Then let's sleep in shifts. You guys can sleep tonight. I'll sleep tomorrow.
Jesus Christ. Are the mirrors in our hotel room like fixed, or like can we move them? They're fixed. Okay.
They're fixed.
I think we just like asked the front desk for some extra sheets. And just get nice someplace like this. They won't ask too many questions. Like cover all the mirrors with them.
That doesn't like deal
At
with
least-
the fact that she
I know.
told him.
I know. I don't want to look at her.
One step at a time.
Max, you get a phone call.
I'm gonna answer the phone call.
What name did you give
Man,
him?
It'd be like Maximilian Johnson or like Maximilian Joseph or something like that.
Maximilian Joseph.
Mr. Joseph. Mr. Johnson.
Sir? I'm sorry. May I ask who's calling?
You still around the hotel? This is Mr. Cook. We talked in the elevator earlier about the archdiocese.
It's a pleasure to hear from you, sir. Yes, I'm still around.
Yeah, I want to know if we'll invite you up maybe to have a drink and talk some of this out. Turns out I got a bit of an opening in
I
my
would
schedule.
love to, sir.
He's gonna eat you. He's gonna eat you.
We know. She warned them. She warned them. They know who you are.
Okay. I'll, if you give me the room number, I can be right up. Should I bring anything?
905. Bring your Book of Mormon. We're going to tear that
Okay.
shit apart.
Beep. Well, I don't know about you guys, but apparently I'm going up.
We're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
This is bad. This is like worst case scenario. This is bad.
I know.
How
I know.
is this
I said
bad?
earlier- I know they said.
How
earlier-
is this bad? She literally just told us that she told them who we are, right?
No. She said she told that the guy that we're looking for him. I don't think we talked about Cook. But if we did, we'll get out. That's just how it works.
I'm not letting you go there alone.
What are you gonna do? Come along?
I would, but there's no alibi.
Max pulls another Mormon costume out of a trunk.
No, Lord, no, no. I couldn't even fake it.
White shirt and tie.
No, I wouldn't cut it.
Sure
And
you
also, I was seeing Stormy out of the restaurant, fed up with you.
can. Perhaps you were fed.
Maybe like
Perhaps
you're
you were fed up with.
questioning,
Yeah, perhaps you decided to give us all a second chance to hear more about the Word of God.
Maybe you're my, like, estranged adopted son.
I think that's stretching it more than just being another Mormon who happens to be in the same
I
area.
can't fake being Mormon! I can't do
Fake
it!
Mormon. Just let me do the talking.
This sounds like a shitty plan!
They're all shitty plans.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Is the Heavenly Spirit EKG going off at all?
Yeah, you pull it out and.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we're mega fucked.
Yeah. Do you want to come along or not?
Well, they already know. They already have a ghost spying on us, so... We should all just go, right? Like,
I am
they...
not. No.
No. I want to maintain this charade as long as possible.
It's a pointless charade and one that could get someone killed.
You're American, say charade.
I'm a film director. Say
Don't
charade.
be that
I've never
guy.
heard charade used outside of the game.
Say charade.
I've never heard charade by an
Really?
American. This
I'm
is
a
the
college
first
No
student.
way!
I'm a college student pretending to be a pretentious film director. Charade is a word.
I didn't...
Yeah, but you're like my friend who spent like 3 months in Scotland and therefore has to always. Well, this Scottish restaurant or this Irish restaurant should have blah 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 blah. This is supposed to be an Irish restaurant. I'm like, it's in the middle of Champaign Urbana. It's not an Irish restaurant. It calls itself an Irish restaurant. Get over it. I know you were over there. She was in Ireland for a semester.
Okay.
I picked up the Cthulhu Ireland thing, and she was just going through. Oh, I was there. This isn't right. This wasn't what I remember. It's like,
There
oh
weren't
my
cultists
god.
there, I
So-
swear.
So, do you want to come with me, or do you want to be on, like, the 8th floor in case we need direct support?
If you go there alone, you might die. If anyone goes there alone, they might die.
We're not dead yet.
That's an astute observation, Max. Thank you.
No, just tally it up. How many times do you think we're going to die by walking into the situation and then I don't die? Until we
we
do.
do.
Then we just have to keep trying. So,
Okay, you go down. I'll be down a few minutes after and be in the hallway.
okay, that'll do.
Do you have any of the cakes left?
Do I have any cake that's still
Super
fresh?
stale cake.
We're not eating them, just
hold
throwing
on,
them at
pick up the
ghosts.
phone. Yes, room service. Can I have a dick-shaped cake?
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Max has got his totally fake gun still.
Great. That makes me feel so much better. Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna leave 5 minutes after you.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Roxy, do
yes.
you want anything to do with this?
Shakes head.
Max, do you want me to, like, do some shit for you? Like wiggles my fingers?
If it'd make you feel better.
It would make me feel a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, give me something. Give me something. Give me something. Give me.
Max hands him like his tie clip that's gonna be like right against his neck.
Don't.
How attached are you to this tie clip?
Like if you flip it over, it's actually got Max's real name engraved on the inside.
Ah! Okay.
Now you have power over them.
Okay.
Guys, quick question.
Yeah.
We have a Bible that this guy has been through so many times that his sweat is probably on every single page. Isn't that? Can't we do something with that?
Oh, we
Wait,
don't
he gave you
have
the Bible?
that. No.
Didn't he give it to
No,
you?
he pulled it out of his own coat. He did not give it
I
to
thought he
you.
gave it to you.
And Max has his own copy of the Book of Mormon.
Okay, no.
There's also a pair of Torah scrolls in one of the suitcases, but they're fake, so they're just like 2 toilet paper rolls.
Okay, great. I take your tie pin and then I rummage through their bags and find like a cufflink that I have. And then I sort of like do like some dumb bullshit sleight of hand. It's like between my hands so you can't tell which one it is. And while I'm doing that, I'm singing the lyrics to November Rain.
Sweet November rain.
Yeah, just like humming that like sad, melancholy, vaguely hopeful tune under my breath. And just like that's the tone, is like this melancholy, vaguely hopeful, oh god, it's going toward this weird climactic end, please turn out okay.
Man, if this was in '92, you'd have so much power
Right?
from that.
If only Art had like moved his musical tastes into the modern era, I could be doing great right now.
Why don't you sing one of my songs?
I
Just Roxy just.
I've only heard you do covers.
No.
No? Oh, those weren't covers? Those were good.
Just glaring.
I was gonna say I've heard you do any good
Wow,
songs.
this is taking a while to roll.
I thought better.
Okay, I got it. So
So what were you trying to do with it?
I'm just giving him a blessing, like, to keep him safe. So next roll where he has to like resist being in danger, he gets the plus 20 shift, I think it is.
Okay, make a note of that.
All right.
So, Max, you go up,
Yep.
knock on the door. Henry opens it. The servant goes, yeah, the Mormon's here. Right, send him on in.
Max like does up his tie and he holds his book and strolls in with his best to-do smile.
It's one of those suites that's got like a couple rooms off of it, but like a meeting room in the middle. And he's sitting behind one of the. There's a desk that's there, and he looks up and is like, "All right, come on in. You want something to
Just
drink?"
water would be fine, sir.
Yeah, it'd be fine. He kind of gets up, goes over to pour something, and you hear Jacqueline's voice somewhere behind you. That's him. And Edgar sort of turns and smiles. Well, shit. Looks like we got something to talk about, you and I.
I believe we had lots of things to talk about.
You hear a click from behind you,
Fuck.
and Henry is just holding a gun, not at you, but he's got it out and kind of pointed at the ground.
Max is actually going to like undo his own incredibly fake gun and set it on the table. Like,
They kind of looked down at that. I'm assuming
like
they
this
can
thing
tell
is
at a
like
glance.
bright
It's like,
orange
it's not
and
like-
partially see-through.
Okay. He sort of looks at it and goes, shit, son. I like the fact that you may be dumber than shit, but seems like you trying to undo shit you shouldn't be trying to undo.
Max just kind of shrugs.
Why don't you take a seat?
Max,
Kind of looks at the gun. He goes, he kind of picks up the gun for a second and sort of looks at it. He goes, "Fuck, if this makes you feel better, grab a
Max
hold."
takes the gun back. What can I say? The pants came with a holster, and it just felt so weird leaving it empty. I
You know,
know.
Texas.
This is
open
one of the
carry
few
state.
places I can get away with it, so I figured if I'm in Texas, why not?
So our mutual friend tells me you got a certain key that I might have some interest in.
I'd say that statement's wrong, assuming that she's my friend. Like, Max just kind of, like, tilts his head back and throws a side-eye at the nearest mirror.
And Jacqueline just sitting there just smiling, looking at you. And he goes, see here, I'm assuming you're not Mormon.
I could be, given enough time, I suppose.
Why the fuck would you want to do that?
It's a really good musical.
Here's the thing. At first I thought maybe you were full of shit because Mormons tend to be a little better on their Bible, but you never know who they send out to places like San Antonio. Not a lot of people here really looking to become Mormon. Maybe you were one of the dipshits.
Well, that was the character.
So, things tend to hear one of three ways. One way you don't want, trust me, you don't want to think about, but I'm feeling a mite peckish. The other way is, you give us the key. You give up on all this shit you're trying to undo.
See, I don't think that helps Miss Ghosty over there, though, unless you just insist on immediately tossing it into the nearest mirror, fountain, extra-dimensional portal. Then you just got her semi-immortal ass coming after you. Also, am I right in saying, Semi? Because, like, a lot of your face fell off. But it seems to be back.
Oh, yeah. And she just goes, I'm a servant of the room. You can't just kill me.
And then turns
I
back to
exist within
Coke.
it.
Immortal threat.
Oh, fuck. Thing is, we don't trade. I got some shit I can give her.
She's not.
Or rather, I'm sorry. She got some shit she
We
can
tried
give me.
that, and she doesn't want to trade. She just wants to kill us.
Well, wants to kill you. Me, on the other hand, she'd like me to get that key from you, and then, well, give it to her for some stuff that we're.
I mean, I offered a 1-for-1 trade. I get to put that guy back in the room, and everybody goes back. She can have the key after that all she wants.
I'll say that ain't gonna happen. I'm assuming you don't have the key on you. This is not.
Yeah,
this is
like
not character.
Max would not carry it with him. I'm not sure if I should reveal it right now what Max chose to do with the key, but
Yeah, he like Edgar nods over to Henry. Henry comes over and is like searching you.
yeah. All he's
Kinda
gonna
roughly.
find are like a handkerchief, the Ghostbusters EKG meter, and like a handful of what looks like smashed Twinkies in a plastic bag.
Yeah, he pulls those out and is like, they set this thing down. He actually, like, Edgar reaches over and grabs the EKG meter. Does it work if someone else uses it or just you?
I imagine that running a charge through it makes it real, and
But not for
a terribly long time. It might like have a bit of fading influence, but Max could totally give it away. But it needs to be recharged via Max.
Yeah, I would say, like, scene-wise, that thing's over. He kind of looks at it and goes, I fucking love Ghostbusters as a kid.
That's an original movie prop, actually.
Shit.
It's really nice. That's scene 47. Feynman actually did help. They actually held that one in camera scene. They actually swapped it out afterwards, but it's really nice to have an original.
Oh my god, who sent a geek like you to try to do this stuff? Listen, I gotta say, you've amused the shit out of me, and that's a point in your favor. But, you probably have your room key on you?
No, there's no way Max would have taken that with him.
Okay.
The idea
Henry's
is
like,
walking into a
Max,
death trap, so
Edgar just goes, well, we know what room you're staying in. Going through, searching through your stuff ain't gonna be too hard. How hard do you want to make this?
Have I shown up yet, like, outside the room?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's been about 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah. So as soon as I hear that this is a conversation that's happening, I text Roxy, emergency, like, code red. They're questioning him, and like they know who he is.
it's like Max just kind of looks at him and goes like, "How hard do I want to make?" You know that's not the right way to ask that. Come on, play a little. You got me.
Play with me.
Like,
Give me a charge!
an extra-dimensional ghost. You have a man with a gun to my head. Aren't you gonna say it?
We got 2 ways we can do this, motherfucker. I can end up having you for dinner, or you can end up walking out of here on your own 2 feet.
So what you're trying to say is it's the easy way or the hard way?
I will say you get the charge, and there's
Yeah,
2
okay.
ways this can happen. That's also
Yeah.
that's also a trope.
I'm just trying to slowly build up charges through this conversation to get.
Oh yeah, if he says 2 ways to happen, he goes, "All right, listen, you stop becoming amusing pretty fucking quick."
What can I say? I'm a funny kind of guy.
So Roxy and Art, what are you?
She's
What
just
are you
running
doing?
around the room like, what the fuck do I do?
Great! I'm like, Roxy, we need to get him out of here.
How? Just tell me how. Tell me how
pull-
in a way that I can do my shows tomorrow.
I can't handle this. I can't get into the room. The room's locked. Did you get his number? Did you get Henry's number?
Did I get Henry's number? I did not.
God damn it.
Anyway,
Uh,
so I don't know what's going on with you anymore. Honestly, I kind of stumbled into this one halfway through. You're a doomsday cult?
Kind of smiles and just goes, "Okay, listen, fucker. I got a lot more time. Henry, you just want to plug his ass, and then we can
Roxy,
look for his shit."
get down here now. They're gonna kill him.
Roxy just sort of like runs out of the room, just totally no fucking
If
clue
it-
what she's doing.
If you look over, Henry is like screwing in a silencer to his
No,
Oh,
it's
thank
like,
goodness.
she sends a text
Anyway.
on the door or something. Pretend you're room service or some shit.
housekeeping.
I don't think that'll help.
Do you think that would work?
And you feel the gun kind of up against the back of your head, and Henry just goes, "Stand up."
Max is going to stand up and he's going to discreetly activate a spell. Just kind of suspend it in case, like, in case it happens. So we'll see a second. Yeah, so Max is going to comply because he has to.
Okay. And he sort of like motions you towards like a bathroom door or something.
What? Oh, come
In
on.
there.
You're not even going to kill me on the nice carpet?
And as you guys like the gun kind of against your chest.
Like, Max, like, slowly backing up.
No, here's what I've been doing. I started recording on my phone, and I fucking like go down the hallway and like I'm like calling the cops.
Oh,
So, Henry,
Okay.
right? That was it, right? Do you
Yeah.
remember anything from before?
Before what? And he's backing you up towards
Back when
the
you used to
bathroom.
cook. Back when you used to be happy.
I'm plenty happy, and I ain't never fucking cooked.
Oh, that's because they're in your think pan, Henry. That's because they got to you. You don't think it's weird that your fat boss and a ghost lady in a mirror are holding someone hostage? Someone who wants to help you? And
The shit I've seen since I became part of this, well, I'm sure you'd believe it, but who knows, maybe you'll be a part of it soon.
why not believe a little bit more? You heard them. They're trying to stop me from changing you back. You're a pawn in a weird petty revenge scheme because somebody disliked this idiot's restaurant.
He kind of walks in and he goes, "I ain't a pawn in shit. I'm paid, and I'm paid well." This point, you kind of you feel your, if you're still backing up, you feel your feet hit the tile of the bathroom.
Is Roxy downstairs yet?
No,
Or
Roxy's on,
upstairs?
Roxy's on floor 9. She's running over to Art, and it's just like, what do we do? What do we
Sing through the door. Sing.
do?
Will they?
See through the door?
Do they need to see you or not?
No, they just need to hear me.
Then fucking sing!
Fuck. Okay, she runs back to the the elevator, pretends like she's walking out of it for this first time, and is just pretending to sing to herself quite loudly.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that... Oh, hold on, what's the rule to my thing, actually? I need to know the rules. They stare rapt, so they're able to do something, but I don't know if they're looking at me. And it's only one person as well, it's not all of them.
Well...
Oh, Max has an
Who
answer.
are you
Max has an
trying
answer
to
for
grab?
this situation. So,
Perhaps the man who has a
Like-
gun at me.
literally, that's the only person Max can fight right now. The other two are more of a problem.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't know we know that you have a way out, because you've been keep telling us that you're low on charge.
Roxy doesn't know, like, does she know that it's Henry?
Yeah, I told you, like, Henry's about to fucking shoot him. Like,
Okay, hold on, let me quickly read the rules just to make sure. No,
it's been really nice playing with these characters, you all.
I will miss you.
Right. Where's the fucking star now?
Also, I realize there's no way to, like, play recording back over the phone when you've taken the recording on the phone. So, like, probably wouldn't have called the cops, right? Like, probably just took the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't really... Yeah, that's not how it works.
Alternative, the star can target one individual with the concentrated force of his fabulousness. That individual must gaze at the performance, perhaps low lip, tremble.
Damn it!
The star harms him. The star stops performing, or the starstruck target accepts a helplessness stress check. So if I sang out here, would it work?
Sure. You're getting pretty fucking high up in the star. Yeah, you can make that shit happen.
Cool. And she's gonna do it. She's just gonna be like singing to herself loudly, and just being like one.
Do you have a guitar with you?
No, she's just singing to herself.
Okay, make a roll.
Do. 31.
Okay, so yeah, like all of you, like you hear the singing happen outside of it, and you're targeting Henry.
Yeah.
Henry's like got the gun on Max and just kind of turns toward Edgar's like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Like Max just kind of brushes past him
Henry.
and levels his own fake ass gun straight at Cook.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a moment where as he's sitting there watching or listening as he goes through, pretty well. You got the gun aimed at Cook, and he sort of like there's a moment where he sort of snaps. There's like pulling himself away on the helplessness check, which he succeeded
what
at.
is the...
He's like, it's gonna take him a moment to kind of come out. What do you do while you got the gun?
I'm going to fire a shot like past his head because this is clearly still an airsoft gun, but it's still enchanted to make a shit ton of noise.
Bam! And Edgar kind of like drops to the ground.
Like Max is gonna walk over and he's just gonna put one foot on Edgar's chest and like point the gun down at him.
Okay. Yeah. So as you do that, as Edgar's kind of like flipping for his gun, and you got the gun down at him, and you hear drop the gun. And you look over, and Henry's looking straight at you. They got the gun pointed at you.
No. Look. You understand.
Yeah, and Roxy, you can feel that he made his helplessness check.
I have a question mechanically because I don't know how that works. The rank of the check would be 9. So what would that mean?
Basically, if he's got like a helplessness that is higher than that, like he doesn't have to make it. Like you wouldn't be able to get someone in that. That's a fairly
that's like
high one.
Before being burnt out. Okay.
Look,
Yeah, but there's not really a.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's it. No. Sneak stuff.
Well, actually, let me double check that real
'cause
quick.
I know how it
Um,
works. So basically, they would
Let me
have
check
to.
those checks.
If their hardened was 9, then they would be able to just check his equal to 10.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing hardened notches, because he's not hardened that much by any means. I don't think it actually makes a difference how much higher it is. I guess because in general you don't in this game you don't do a lot of alterations. Though actually there is still a +20 on because I don't think you've rolled yet. Yeah, you haven't rolled yet. Max.
Max.
Roll
got
on
a-
what?
You got a +20.
Oh yeah,
if you
yeah.
need it.
I haven't rolled for anything.
No, you.
But
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this one just means that it doesn't actually make a difference as far as the roll. It just makes a difference for when.
So
they have
it
to do
means it means the hardened notches. Okay, cool.
yeah. So no, Max is gonna kind of stare him dead in the eye and not move the gun at all, and he goes, "Look, I want you to think about something for a second. You said you saw a lot of messed up things working for this guy, right? And he
Yeah.
still needed you, right? Right.
Take your gun.
I want you to
off
think
of him.
about for a second that I walked in here alone. You can't hit me.
But I can't. You can't see.
So he goes, if I pull this trigger, I'm gonna blow your brains all over the side of that wall.
Art's like probably crying and like looking at Roxy and like
Roxy's just like, it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work.
I don't know what to do. He sounds like he's got something up his sleeve or something. I don't know. Like, he doesn't want us to give up the key, right? He doesn't want us to give the key. I mean, I don't even know where it is.
No, you won't. You can't.
Check something real quick.
Roxy's.
If he fires, I mean, you can make a dodge roll with that
yeah.
+20.
Yeah, if he fires, something happens.
Yeah, he fires.
Basically, the spell that I cast is called Stormtrooper Combat Training. It makes anybody in the room physically unable to shoot any target they're actually aiming for.
what the fuck? What did you have to spend for that?
That's one significant charge.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, that's great. If Dr. No Scars and similar movie mooks really knew how to shoot a gun, the good guys would be a pile of bullet-ridden meat or arrow. Yeah, the rumor area in question would be no bigger than a football field. Anyone with management status like a detective or sergeant is unaffected by the spell. We don't have that here. Plus, the common folk targeted must be on the job. Yep, he is on the job.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
That's for 13 shots. It can be extended for another 13 by spending. Yeah, so I would just say, just bam, 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 bam.
How many does he have his clip? Is it like a pistol? Like a machine gun?
No, but he doesn't. It's not 13. He fires a bunch from the clip, and I would say you get to do that like Pulp Fiction thing,
Yeah.
and there's just a whole bunch of and like his eyes have gone fucking wide. as shit.
Do I get a charge for this entire, like, you can't shoot me, stand down?
No, because you use
Damn
a
it.
thing to do it.
Yeah. That's either significant.
And his eyes are fucking wide as
I
shit.
leveled a fake-ass gun at him. Gun. Now.
This-
The other clip. Kick it over here.
reaches behind his back and goes, and then kicks it. He goes, I ain't never seen shit like that. And he's on the ground. He's like on the ground. He's looking up. He's like, tackle him! Fucking do something!
Max is gonna keep the fake gun loaded, or like pointed at Cook, and he's going to look at the silenced real gun. Does it still have any bullets left, or did he fire the entire magazine?
He didn't fire.
He
the
did
entire
not, or he
magazine.
did. Okay.
Did not.
Max is going to use his vast movie knowledge to reload it with the extra clip.
Yeah. There's a moment that they're all just sitting there like, what the fuck's going on?
And Max is gonna.
Yeah, but in the hallway, Roxy and Art, you see people like look out of their doors.
Yeah, I like run over to the nearest person. I'm like, oh my god, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
We already called the
Oh,
police.
thank God.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Should we just get out? Like, what if someone needs help?
Yes. Fucking guns being fired in there. Yes.
So,
And they're like people like running for the stairs.
Mr. Henry, I know you don't believe me, but you must know that I'm speaking the truth. And I've come a long, long way and done a lot of things to make sure that this is possible. Do you believe me now?
I think my penis just fell
You
off.
should get the fuck out of here quick.
I'm sorry, what?
You should get the fuck out of here quick. Cops are coming. So
We'll
security.
deal with that as the time comes.
Edgar started looking at you. He's like, "You have no idea the power I can bring against you."
It's true, but do you know who I am?
No, but I'm sure she
Let's
can tell
keep
me
it that
more.
way. And Max is gonna put 2 in his head.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Yeah, make a remember the thing with unknown armies, shooting at an actual person, unless you have a thing that lets you do that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very difficult.
extremely difficult. But like,
Because most,
I imagine like
yeah,
it's kneeling on his chest. Like, I don't.
no, but one of the things unknown armies takes for granted is the sort of the real life thing that even in war, like 80% of people, while being fired upon, will actually either not fire or fire too high or too low so they can't strike. And that's been true in wars. Most people can't just look at someone and fire. And that's one of the reasons why an identity that gives you, like, use a firearm becomes super powerful, because firearms are super deadly. Wait, what am I looking here? I've actually got it on roll 20. So, the ability to actually, like, shoot someone in the head is actually much harder than people think. So essentially you have to use the suppressive fire rules if you're firing at him. If you get a critical, you do 3d10 wounds to one random enemy target. Also, everyone downrange is suppressed. A match success, like your chances of actually shooting at someone and killing them without that, because most people just can't do it.
Like I'm not aiming to suppress. Like, I've got this guy pinned.
No. You use suppress if you don't have, because most people, you put a gun in their hands, they're not just going to be able to fire and kill someone.
Saying, do you have the willpower to that?
They just can't. Like a reality thing of how people work, even in wars, most people don't fire. Like role playing games, people fire like in people's heads all the time. But one of the things, if you do not have a identity that gives you firearm attack, you use the suppressive fire rules. Which means you probably don't have it in you to actually just kill him.
I'm gonna try anyway. What do I roll?
There is struggle.
And we're aiming for low numbers, right?
Yeah, you're even at a 1, you'll do damage, but probably not actually kill
Can I
him.
just keep firing until he's dead?
The whole thing is, again, most people can't just pick up a gun and fire at somebody.
Honestly, I don't think that's how it works, but I'm willing to go with it.
No, well, one, it's how unknown armies works, but also if you've ever
I
read the book
get
Killing,
I get
it
that. What I'm
actually-
saying is, like, damage wise, like, even if like it's a mental struggle, but after you put so many bullets in a person,
No. The thing is you can't do that because most people cannot just fire a gun directly.
the
into
problem is Max has already done that on multiple occasions. Sure, it's been a fake-ass
Where have you
gun,
No, the fake gun, though, isn't going to hurt anybody, so that one doesn't matter.
but he still has the aiming and necessity.
Which is different than if you know you're firing a real gun to kill somebody. Most people find they can't do that.
Okay, I get... My issue isn't with the fact that he's pulling the trigger. It's the fact that even if you pull the trigger and get, like, the best possible success, he doesn't die.
Because most people cannot
It doesn't
fire
matter
to kill
if
somebody.
if you have somebody pinned and you have a...
No. It's a psychological thing.
It
It's not a
doesn't even
physical
matter
thing.
psychologically.
It's
If you have a gun pointed at a guy's head and you've got him pinned and you pull the trigger...
No,
it's,
you have to pull the trigger, and most people can't.
Yeah, but it's
do
not
that.
like I...
in actual
it's not like
wars.
Yes, I get
people
the
don't do
actual
that.
wars thing. But the problem is, like, it's not like if I
Yes.
pull the trigger and get the success, it's not like my hand wildly veers down to a non-vital part of his chest.
No, the thing is
We're
you
in
don't
a
fire.
position where if I hit, the only place the bullet goes is straight into this man's skull.
No, but what it's basically saying
But
is you can't
you said
bring
even
yourself
if
to
you
do
s-
that. You're very unlike. It's a basic rule of unknown armies. It's also how people actually work. Most people who put a gun to someone's head, they're not going to be able to
You said
make themselves
that
pull the
like
trigger.
if you roll a 1 though, you do damage.
Yes, but it's not enough damage to kill
Well,
him.
probably not, because most people can't just do that. That's one of the reasons an identity that gives you, because guns here are super dangerous, but most people can't use them, which also includes against you. Because actually cold-bloodedly killing somebody in role-playing games is super easy to do. It happens all the time. In real life, there's a huge amount of other things that go along with that.
And the suppressive fire, that's... Yeah, like the suppressive fire, the success is that the opponent finds it hard to close in on the attacker. That doesn't even deal damage.
No, it's you.
That just
No, you use that because it takes into the account that most people can't just put a gun
I
to
get
someone's
that.
head
What I'm
and pull the
saying
trigger.
is that's nonsense because the result would be if I don't get a crit on this, it's I put 3 bullets nearby him,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense. This would be.
No,
I guess
it's
the
because
thing is,
you can't.
I guess
bring
the thing is,
yourself to
like,
do it.
suppose Henry had me backed up in that bathroom, right, and he didn't have a firearms identity. If he pulls the trigger, what happens? He's got the gun directly level to my chest. Does he?
No, because he's got the suppressive fire.
He's-
It's still. You're looking at the physical aspect of it, and that's not the thing you should be looking at. You should be looking at the will it takes to point a gun at a human being and pull the trigger to kill them. Most people
You can
cannot
overcome
do
that with distance.
So
Most people.
No, in fucking wars that
Keep
doesn't
saying
happen.
in
Until they
wars,
change the-
in wars. The problem.
No, I'm saying it because in wars are people who are
Exactly.
trained to do it. Most people, and the thing is, the training they had to change
And-
for Vietnam
Yeah.
to actually get most
And
of the
I'm
people to
s-
fire back. You don't
And
have that
suppose,
training. You're a
all
regular
those street
person.
crimes and regular people pulling guns on regular people. Those guns just miss at point blank range because they're not psychologically ready for it.
No, the thing is, you cannot bring yourself to fire at someone in the same way. It's a basic thing of the combat in here, and using the idea that just murdering someone is not as easy as just pulling a gun and pulling the trigger. Most people can't bring themselves to do it. It doesn't matter where the gun is.
It doesn't matter where
The
the gun
role-
is. It doesn't
the role
matter how many
replicates
times I
psychological.
fire or how big the clip is or what gun I'm firing with.
What the role is saying is you either don't fire or you can't bring yourself to actually fire at them.
Well, then this entire
Putting a gun-
point is moot. Then, like, there's absolutely no reason to fire. I walk out of the room and I get shot.
we're getting bogged down
You
with
should-
this. I think maybe if we all just take a step back, we can figure out a way where we can have
Yeah.
this be a good outcome for telling this story. So, the problem is that you entered into the situation thinking that this was a strategy in your back pocket, but upon further examination of the rules, it's not possible. So, it seems like maybe a solution here is to rewind.
Like, I don't have a problem with the idea of if I miss, or like if I'm not strong enough, I don't have the will to pull the trigger. What I have a problem with is I have the will to pull the trigger. I get the best success possible. I pull the trigger while I'm kneeling on this guy, point blank range, and he doesn't die because I swerve.
Because a lot of the thing, the biggest here is the role is partly bringing yourself
Yes,
to
but the
actually
gun
kill someone.
can't go anywhere else.
No, but you have to actually do it. Think of how often like people have a gun on someone.
Think
and
about how
don't
often
pull the
they
trigger.
do.
Yeah, there's times you have those happen on occasion, and you have people who have been trained for it, and you have some people who that's the thing that they do. But like the vast majority, like you look at FBI statistics, vast majority of gunshots happen at a super short range and nobody gets hit.
And
Most of the time, guns are fired at people. Like my fucking brother-in-law is a soldier. He has been in Afghanistan. He's been in places. I mentioned I read something that 10,000 rounds are fired for every one that hits, and his thing
yes,
was
but
yeah,
that's
that's
at
about
long
right.
range in like a war scenario.
No, it's. But I think you're thinking you can just put a gun to someone's head and find the will.
I'm not
to pull the
arguing
trigger.
about the will to pull the
part of this
trigger.
thing
I'm
is-
arguing that if the trigger is pulled, he's dead.
I think what he wants, if he gets a 1 on this,
But-
this dude's dead, right? Like that's
It's
what you
not
want.
even a 1. Like, a success should be the gun goes off.
But the thing is part of it's not just the physical aspect
Yes,
of doing it.
I
Part
get
of
that, and
role
I'm
is
willing to overcome that. What I'm saying is I do not get the idea of the physical aspect in which I overcome the will and the ideal to shoot somebody, and then I veer my gun off 4 inches to the left and shoot next to his head.
It's a fictional positioning thing, yeah.
because yeah, but the thing is because most people
I
can't
get that.
just
We're not
pull the
most
trigger
people.
on
I'm saying if I hit it, if I have the will to pull the trigger, the bullet goes into this guy's head. That's where we are positioning wise. If I don't have the will, then that is, I can veer the gun off wildly into a direction and pull the trigger because I'm not strong enough to do it. But if I am strong enough to pull the trigger, then he's getting a head full of bullets.
Yeah, and what part of what Unknown Armies does, violence-wise, unless you have an identity that specifically has that as one of its extras, you are not someone who can just draw a gun on someone and fire.
Where were
to
these
kill them.
rules when Art had to murder a woman in cold blood? You know, stab an old lady to death.
This is for the was also a ghost, which is a different thing.
I mean, hell, the match success for melee weapons doesn't contain this. It's purely guns. Once again, suppressive fire isn't about the fact, like, you don't have the will. Suppressive fire is a set of rules for firing blindly without any skill.
No, suppressive fire is also the rule you use if you don't have
I
the
get
firearm attack.
that, but the match...
No, but the thing is, it's not about
Yes, but
firing
it-
at people. It basically
it
is
doesn't
saying that a basic thing of the games is most people can't.
it doesn't
do that.
reflect zero range. It reflects, like, oh, I'm going to...
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter about range.
Yes, it does. Because the success doesn't say, like, success is he fires wildly in its general direction, but doesn't hit. Fumble is he somehow manages to shoot himself or an ally. That's not where is my will to do so. None of these suppressive fire rules are you fail to fire the gun. These are all about skill. Fumble is you shoot yourself or an ally. I mean, you pull the trigger, but you're not smart enough to actually hit the target. Matched failure is the gun jams. You're unlucky. Successive fire is you pull the trigger and you put out a shit ton of bullets, but you don't hit anything. Match success is you hit the target, a random target. And crit is you actually hit the target. None of those are you don't have the will to pull the gun.
Okay. Looking at the rules, you can make the roll. It becomes a violence 7 or 8
Point blank.
roll. This is if people are moving.
Yeah,
That's when you. That's if people are not just.
Thank
point
you.
blank, that's when you have to make the roll. It still becomes the violence 7 or 8 that makes the freak out.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Suppressive fire isn't because you can't do it. Yeah. Yeah. I will happily submit to a violence 7-8 check to see if I can. Now, what do you fight a violence check with?
Let's see.
Is it just versus violence?
Violence is.
It says attack this shot gauge with isolation.
Double check.
Wouldn't it wouldn't be a struggle roll? Or no, it's a violence check.
It's
So
a
you
violence
defend
check to
violence.
Yeah, that's what I'm just double checking.
According to my sheet.
No. That's if you're being attacked, you defend violence with fitness.
Oh,
You defend against challenges to violence with fitness. So the actual check is your roll of fitness.
I don't think that's right.
I think this
Well,
happened.
I'm looking at your
I
shot
think this
gauge.
happened when I had a balance check.
Stress.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah, you face a violence 4 check. If you don't have a hard notch at the rank of the stress check, you roll against. Oh, sorry, an identity that protects that meter. If you don't have an identity that fits, use a default ability. If you succeed, mark off the lowest unmarked hardened notch. If you fail, mark off the lowest unmarked failure. Defend against challenges to violence with fitness.
okay. So I'm rolling fitness.
And
Now we're aiming for negative numbers, correct? Or low numbers?
Yeah.
low.
Or like I need to know what the number is because I need to know whether or not
What's your
fitness is fitness according to this gauge, which is a measure of helplessness, should be 50. However, I still have that 20 shift from art.
Yep.
The 26 is a blessing, which I don't necessarily see for you dealing psychologically with something, which is what the
I'd argue that this is the blessing that lets me get through this to do what I need to do.
The
This
wording
is-
I used was to avoid danger, escape danger. So if this action is interpreted as reducing the danger in the room, then I could see then the wording would cover it from my standpoint. Hmm.
Whoops, let me grab. So it's like technically what you've been with a boon.
Yes, I did a boon. I'll pull it up too.
Yeah, taking a look at it, like I don't know if this is escaping danger because with there's been a couple gunshots already, but then with the murder in it, will create more.
But it will reduce someone who can shoot at me and who does wish harm upon me. If I let him go, he will continue to attempt to chase and kill me.
But then also puts a murder on you.
I'm willing to accept that consequence.
So yeah, I think I'm going to roll here that it wouldn't count towards the violence check. Because it's not a thing you're doing. This is how you
Well,
deal
then
with what
wouldn't that assume that I automatically pulled a gun?
No, I mean, well, like, if you fired point blank, he's like, you pull the trigger, he's dead. The violence check is...
Yes,
for after
I'm...
you've-
Yeah. Yeah,
you've done
if he's,
that.
like... Yeah. I will gladly accept, like, the violence check.
Oh, yeah, he's... I wouldn't use the 20% on that.
Oh,
It
yeah,
can help
it
him
will,
escape
but-
from there. But yeah, so like you fire 2 in his head,
Yep.
you're pretty close. He goes down.
Max kind of dusts himself off, throws the silenced gun to the other side of the room, and kind of looks at Henry. See what you've made me do now.
I think at this point, Art's fucking running.
Yeah, the second the gun went off, Roxy with her 3 failed violence notches is running like fuck.
Oh yeah, for me it's the look what you made me do.
Okay, so I would go ahead and roll your
Okay.
fitness. Looking for under a 50 or 50.
All right.
Oh,
What?
No, wait. Can you flip that?
Director? Something?
it's
Life is a movie.
either,
I'm directing.
it's either Life's a movie I'm directing or uncooperative asshats. Because nobody was willing to cooperate with this, and now I've had to kill a man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you flip.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that works. Flip it and then give yourself a hardened gauge.
He
in,
made me
violence.
kill you.
Yeah, I like, you could have just let me have him. That was it.
Oh my God.
Now Max has 2-3 unnatural games. Max still has a failure. Max is getting into a lot of violent situations.
Yeah. Jesus. Like I murder stabbed a ghost like multiple times, and I'm still okay on violence.
Now, Mr. Henry, would you like to get out of all this? Because I can guarantee you it's only going to get worse starting right now.
And that seems like a good place to end for the night.
Yeah. Great.
Essentially,
That was not what I thought would
Tiger's
happen.
Henry at gunpoint. Police have been called. Do make a note that you're going to definitely have like a plus 20 for trying to get out of here, because police and security will have been called with the gunshots.
Yeah, I've got a note in mine too, in case we forget. I put it in my like Roll20 journal.
Yeah, I'll put it in my notes.
Honestly, I was trying to get Art in on this so that he could be the one to shoot
The
Cook,
door
because
was locked.
That's why I was trying to bring you up here with me so you could be the one to shoot Cook, and then like that would have been like
you were trying to do this the whole fucking time?
exactly like
Oh my God, you were trying to fucking like Darth Sidious him.
getting
Do it now.
getting the hero to shoot the villain is
Oh my
a trope.
God. I did not think Edgar Cook was going to die
was that
anytime
like
soon.
a major? Would that be a major?
That I probably could have argued for a major off of that if I had like constructed all the steps together. Which is why I like waited so long to cast the spell to see if Art would bust in.
No. No. I don't even know if I could bust down a door like that, you know? Like,
Heavy.
most people can't break down doors without like an axe.
And mainly this only happened because not Art, but Max is slowly getting more and more unhinged.
Yeah, just a bit, huh? That's great. Alrighty, I don't have any failed checks to roll.
I do.
Wait, what'd you fail on?
Well, I did. I passed my.
Oh, you
Star.
passed.
Cool. I am now 92. I am now on my. I now have the ability to teleport to any show in the world.
Hey, that's how we can escape. No, wait. No,
No,
it's
is
not
it just
teleport.
you?
That actually might be not a bad way to get the
Just
fuck out of
you.
there.
No,
She can take people with her, but I don't think it's an actual. I'm not sure if it's an actual teleport or if it's one of those things where
Like the universe
Like it
repeats
just-
itself.
Right. No.
or it just like skips the
No, if I
travel
recall,
time.
it's like, isn't it an actual teleport pretty much?
Yeah, basically the universe makes it so
I think it
you
might be.
fucking there, basically.
Hilarious.
There's a difference between that and an actual teleport.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Great.
Yeah, this is basically a rapid skip for reality. People remember how the star got there. He was always invited. His friends were always on the guest list. Only his stars and pals remember the disruption of reality. So yeah, it is a teleport. We don't have to get on a plane or anything. So that'll be a way to get out of here if Max's preferred method doesn't get out.
Great. Alright. Heads up for next week, I might be unavailable. I'll try and keep y'all situated. I should be in by Monday night. I'm like out of town for a long weekend, but I should be back by Monday evening.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I've got next week is my last week of classes, and I actually only have two. I have only 2 classes the entire week.
Awesome.
Like each day, I've just got my creative writing and acting class.
Alright, congratulations.
Nice.
Very close.
Very close. You're almost there. Alrighty. Night, y'all.
Night, everyone.
Night, folks.